Get closer to your speakers. It's time for the radio show. Move the crowd.
That's right, their pregame show, man. Pop-up style interview we're making happen right now is a man who's going to talk about a very serious issue which is out there, and it sometimes gets kind of overlooked, but we're not going to overlook this issue today, man. We're going to talk about anti-bullying. And joining us now is someone who is strongly behind anti-bullying and the whole campaign in regards to that, man. We got Trace Austin in the building, man. So, Trace, how are you doing tonight, my man?
Hello, everybody. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to explain everything today.
Definitely, man. So it's a lot to explain and a lot to get to it. But before we get to that, I always see you when I'm doing all the red carpet events. It's like literally, I mean, it's always four people that I would see: Tyrone DeBose, shout out to Tyrone; Young Music, shout out to Young Music; Patrick Neal. Patrick Neal. Yeah, Patrick Neal.
Patrick is fun.
Exactly. Shout out to Patrick as well. And you, I always see you, man. It's like you everywhere I am, you are, man. So how do you feel about doing all those red carpets and different things, man?
Well, I think it's a whole new avenue. It's something that's really great. I'll be at one every week, and like you said, we see each other all the time. Like, I'll just be walking on the carpet, and then I'll see you, and we'll be like, okay, let's get an interview right here. But I just went to one last week, which was for the Merge Awards, which I believe I saw you at that one as well. And that was basically touching on iconic cultures, and they were giving awards to people for cultures, people who have made an impact in our industry of color, such as, Suzanne Dupass. They gave her an award. And they gave Romeo Miller, who's Master P's son, they gave him an award. And, it was a really, really dope event to be at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a really dope event. So with that said, do you see you making a buzz now? Do you see you getting that buzz now? Because you're doing the right thing. You're promoting yourself. You're at different events, like we just said. So, and we always running into each other. Do you see it growing for you?
Absolutely, because I make many connections every time I go. I get seen on the carpet more, which kind of draws people in, because when they see people taking pictures and they see the photography, see me doing the interviews, a lot of people say I'm very well spoken when I speak to people. So I feel like that catches people's attention, and word of mouth is very powerful. So one person will go to the other person and be like, hey, there's this new kid. His name's Trace Austin. There's a lot of new projects coming up. I just saw him on the carpet, which then the next person is going to be interested. So I've seen that a lot. It's definitely word of mouth. And the circle's small because I see a lot of the same people at the events. So now when I go, they're like, hey, we want to get Trace on the carpet. We want to interview him. And they know me now. So they're kind of like, they look out for me.
Definitely, man. And we look out for you as well, man. Every time we see you, of course, we always make it happen as well, man. So we definitely are very happy to have you here today. And shout out to Melissa's also for making this happen.
Absolutely. Shout out Melissa. She is killer.
Oh, definitely, man. She's doing her thing. That's his publicist. And we're definitely shout out to Melissa. Now, Trace, now also too, which I forgot that you are related to one of the Temptations, man. You're the grandson of Otis Williams of the Temptations, man. So tell me about that, and how has that helped you further yourself in this career of music?
Well, being the grandson of Otis Williams has definitely helped me. It's gotten me in the door. We did a media tour in 2020 where we did interviews with Good Morning Texas. We did ones in New Orleans, Fox, DC, and I mean, he's given me so much advice throughout my career, how to be a better businessman, how to perfect my sound with music, and the what not to do's and the what to do's when it comes to the industry, right? So he's really molded me into the artist I am, and he helps me to this day. I actually last year went to his, what was it? It was his grand opening premiere for his play, which is Ain't Too Proud, which was actually one of the best plays on Broadway for about a year. And they just opened it in London. So he's definitely helped me with that and veered me into different ventures with bringing me in certain situations, introducing me to certain people, and getting me the exposure I need.
Definitely. That's what's up, man. If you're just joining us now, we got Trace Austin. He's here right now tonight. So we just chopping it up inside of the pop-up interview here on the radio show, pregame show style. And we're about to jump into what he came for to talk about. It's the anti-bullying, man. And you got a lot of things in October, which I did know was anti-bullying month. But we're in November, but that don't mean we still can't talk about it. So
exactly, year round.
Exactly.
Year round.
Exactly, year round. Now, you did send this clip to me of you. You actually were bullied as a young man. So not that one right there, of you being bullied as a young man. So can you take me back to this right here, this clip of you, what you experienced? And I didn't want to bring up any bad any bad emotions for you, man, and I apologize for it, but it was sent to me, and I wanted you to explain this right here, because there are a lot of young men and young ladies that are going through the same thing right now. So tell me about what this situation was when you had to go through it.
Absolutely. And, even seeing that video, it's very emotional, but to be honest, I look back on it now and it doesn't bring bad emotions to me, because I look at it as like a learning experience. I was 5 feet, literally 5 feet, or like 4'11", and this kid came up to me. He acted like he was going to give me a high five. He made me think I was his friend, and all the other kids were kind of cheering him on. So he had peer pressure, and, he wanted to fit in himself, right? So he comes up to me and just slaps me for no reason. But I think that's a huge problem with kids today, is they want to fit in. And then the kids that want to see other people get bullied, they put them up to it like, hey, go pick on that kid or go pick on him. And it's the kids who are different, like that are into the arts. Like when I was in school, I was into music, I was in theater. I wasn't the all-star sports kid like the other kids, right? Mm-hmm. And it started off with them, and then it progressed to the teachers messing with my grades, kind of calling me out, singling me out in class, labeling me as a distraction, which was kind of a code word at the time at the school. And it was so much that I went through.
Wow. Yeah. Cause I read that you had to be homeschooled, and you went through a lot of other trials and tribulations in regards to this. Can you give me a little bit of words of wisdom you have for a young lady or a young man that's going through that right now? Cause I know there's somebody out here that's checking this out, that's going through being bullied right now. And, I know there's a lot of young people have even lost their lives and taken their own lives in regards to this, man. So can you give them a word of encouragement and what they should do if they're going through being bullied right now?
Absolutely. I think it's very important to keep your head up, because bullying is not always going to last. You're going to see light at the end of the tunnel, and at some point it's going to stop, because you know why? Kids are going to realize that you're comfortable with who you are and that you're a shining star. So then they're going to look at you and be like, well, we can't bully him or we can't bully her, because we're not going to get any reaction out of that. And after a while, I realized that, because the kids, once I started doing my music and found something that was a passion for me and that I really loved, they didn't keep messing with me. They kind of came together and were like, listen, us picking on Trace is just inspiring him to do other things to better himself. So what are we getting out of picking on him? And that's when it veered off to the teachers, because the kids couldn't do it anymore. Mm-hmm. But my words of wisdom to a young man or a young lady is, do your best to not let them get you down. If you need to talk to somebody, always be open. No one is there to judge. Everybody wants to hear your story. So even if you go talk to a parent, a counselor, maybe go to a teacher, but please say something, because, we're here to listen.
Yeah, definitely, man. Try to talk to an adult. I know sometimes it'd be kind of hard for young people to go talk to an adult, but try to talk to an adult, responsible adult. And if that adult is not willing to help you, try to find another adult that can help you as well. Talk to your parents, talk to a responsible adult. Okay. And let them
Absolutely.
Help you as best they can. Now you've created this the Together All Protected TAP. Tell me about that. What's that all about there?
So TAP is a unit is one. So our goal is to bring everybody together, is to provide resources for these kids. We're going to have suicide prevention. We're going to have therapy sessions for the kids as well as the parents. We'll have facilities such as, performing arts, theater, if kids are into that. And that's kids' passion. We're going to have a facility for that. And, TAP is to fight back. And I'm not promoting violence, but I'm saying fight back always, because once you stand up against the bullies, they're not going to go but so far. And as a person, you need to establish your space. You need to be like, hey, enough is enough. And we're going to be providing actually MMA classes. So karate and all that.
Classes.
That as well. It's very important to fight back, because you have to let them know enough is enough. And I have a song called My Story, which is, the hook is time after time, every single chance. This is not who I am. You can't break me down because I'm something different. So don't let them break you down, and, just be yourself. And I actually just came out with that song a couple days ago. It's on Apple Music, and it just came out on all platforms.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's kind of funny you mentioned that song, because we're actually going to play that song in just a few moments here. It got snuck up to me, and I got it ready to roll. So we're going to play this song that came out literally a few days ago by Anti-Bullying. And Trace, what is the song called again?
It's called My Story.
Okay, My Story, man. Well, let's check it out. Here we go, man. Inside of Move the Crowd pop-up interview. When we come back, man, I need to ask Trace about what he paid for a feature. All right? Because we need to get his 2 cents on that. And we're going to wrap up with Anti-Bullying as well. And we'll let Trace let us know about his organization after this. Strictly independent pop and R&B music at its finest and much more. The radio show. Come on now.
Independent artists live here. We got this independent game on lock. All day. Check it out. The radio show.
That's what's up, man. That's Trace Austin right there. Trace, what's the record called again?
My Story.
My Story.
You guys got to hear it. It's really a dope piece.
Yeah, it is pretty dope, man. I like that, man. You gonna do a video with that too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Videos coming. Yes.
Oh, okay. That's what's up, man. We look forward to, man. We're going to play the video, too, when you get a hold of it, all right?
Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. You guys looking out. Thank you.
For sure, man. So, again, we're talking about anti-bullying. Again, if anyone has ever been bullied, if you know someone that's been bullied, feel free to get at us right now for just a few more minutes. We got Trace Austin here, Keyword DA Radio Show on all social media platforms. And, Trace, let them know about the organization again, TAP.
So TAP, Together All Protected. We will be providing resources, like I said, therapy sessions for kids who have been bullied, parents who have had to go through it. We'll be providing facilities for the kids. They're into the arts, if they're into sports, and we will be having sit downs and conventions where we give speeches to the kids who have been bullied.
Okay, sounds good. We're gonna go straight to over on the Clubhouse end real quick. Let me see if I can get her to talk to us about bullied. April, how you doing tonight? April, you there? I want to see if she knows.
Hello, yes, I apologize. I am here and I just popped into the room, so thank you so much. Yep.
Oh, no problem. We're talking about bullying, and have you known someone that's been bullied, or have you ever been bullied yourself?
Yes, it's not a good thing, and I think that there's a lot of systemic stuff with our society set up, and you know, I don't think it's set up for a win-win, and I think there's a lot of issues also. I mean, kids can be mean anyway, but then it can be exacerbated by things, you know, and then that, you know, family life or, you know, their interactions with other people. Yeah, bullying is crazy, so it's no joke, and it can get serious, and yeah, I think it's important to address it, so I really appreciate you bringing that up.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. Well, do you have any words of wisdom? I see by your bio you do a lot as far as massages and everything else. Do you have any soothing words of wisdom for someone who may be experiencing being bullied?
I would say that too, because when we get upset, our breathing goes off, to be aware of where in the body when like the bullying is, like when we think about it, the bullying, or when it is being, like, where does that feeling reside in my body at that moment that I'm noticing, or that I'm being, like I'm being bullied on, like where, like to put in I statements, so like where does it reside? Breathe love into that, to not put yourself around those people that are bullying you as much as possible, and to know you're okay.
Okay. All right, April. Well, thank you for joining us, okay? That's right, April right there joining us. If you want to be like her, please
Thank
jump
you.
in. No problem. If you want to be like her, jump in that Clubhouse room. It is the pop-up interview with Trace Austin. That is the name of the Clubhouse room. You want to go ahead and jump in on that end right now. If you're checking this out on Instagram, we're doing it a different way right now. We're testing this out on Instagram. Trace, you can see actually this video on Keyword DA Radio Show on our social media platform right now on Instagram. We're showing actually the live video feed tonight. So I want to see how it's going to work, see how you guys vibe into that. All right. And also, all of our social media platforms are Keyword DA Radio Show on everything else as well. You can see the video portion of what's going on with me and Trace as we wrap up our interview with bullying and anti-bullying and all that. So Trace, so you said you guys teach them like MMA moves and all that. For a little kid who 4 foot, 110 pounds, would he be able to, would he be able to, or even she be able to come in and learn some type of MMA fighting to defend themselves, or are they just a little bit too small to even do that? Is there a height weight requirement in regards to that?
No, absolutely. Any size can come in. We're open to everything. We want everybody to know how to defend themselves, because I feel like that's an important tool to have. And even when I was in school, it's so funny because my mom would actually kind of pull up on the teachers after school, and she would tell me, she would say, she was like, "You better not come home after you had your butt kicked. You better fight back." And it's funny because, Black parents are like that. So she let me know, like, you have to defend yourself against these kids. You have to stand up. So I feel it's important. I want to have everybody in the class. I want all sizes, all ages, because it starts early on. It started with me like in 2nd grade, 3rd grade. So the class is going to be open to everybody. Okay.
All right, man. So make sure you take advantage of that and take advantage of those classes. If you're being bullied, if you happen to be in the Los Angeles area, make sure you come through and be a part of that. Okay. So Trace, lastly, before I let you go, man, you got the new song that's out. Any other projects that you're working on that we need to know about before we let you go?
Yes. Well, I'm actually right now working on a new reality show. I can't say too much about it, but stay tuned, because that's going to be very exciting. I did an NBC show last year, so this will be a spinoff of the show I did last year with Ava DuVernay. And I have an album. I'm working on my new album because I just came out with The Offspring in February, which actually the first song on my album, The Offspring, was featuring The Game. Oh, okay. So it really got me. The Game really hooked me up with that feature, and it really got me into the doors. A lot of places. So I want to give a thank you to him as well. And a couple of performances coming up. I have a lot of performances coming up in December, January, March.
Oh, okay. Sounds good, man. And it's the last question right here, man, because you actually jumped into what we're going to be talking about tonight. Would you pay for a feature? Now, you said you got a feature with The Game. So you're on the other end of that spectrum. So why is it good to pay for a feature if you can afford it?
Well, me being grandson of Otis Williams of the Temptations, I realize how fortunate I am, because I was able to get in the door with The Game. And, when I got the feature with him, it definitely was not an exorbitant amount of money. So I really got the hookup, but I know everybody's not fortunate enough to do that. So I would say if you're going to get a feature, it's very important to market it the right way. You have to have a rollout for it. You have to have, Instagram ads. Maybe if you can get some radio play, and it depends on how big the feature is and the money you're going to be spending going into the feature. But the question that you want to know is, how am I going to rejuvenate that money where it could go back into my career and it could profit me off streams?
Okay, well, definitely, man. You got to roll out. You making it happen. You doing everything correctly. So that's what we want to hear, man. But much success to you, man. I want to thank you, Trace, for coming through and making it happen tonight. And I'm gonna see you at more red carpets, see you at more events and things. And tell everybody what to like and follow you real quick, man.
Absolutely. So you can follow me on Instagram, The Trace Austin. You can stay updated to everything I have going on my website, TraceAustinMusic.com, and Trace Austin on all platforms. And thank you for having me. I appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you on many of the red carpets, because I know I'm going to see you soon, because you're at all of them.
Yeah, I try to be. I try to stay with you, man. I need to carpool with you to some of these things, man, because you're there as well.
Absolutely.
Well, Trace, we're not going to let this happen too long. You need to come back on the radio show again, all right?
Yes, for sure. Anytime, just hit me up. I'm a phone call away.
All right, man. Definitely, man. A phone call away. And Trace Austin's in the building tonight. Well, Trace, man, I want to thank you for coming through tonight, man, and enjoy your evening. And we'll catch up with you down the road, all right?
Yes, thank you for having me.